Chelsea have spent over £1 billion in recent years. Some transfers worked, most didn't. But this summer feels completely different. Not because Chelsea actually stopped spending money, but every signing this year actually makes sense. Look, let me explain. Palestra, Quenda, Emegha, even younger additions like Denner and Sapala. Individually, they're really exciting, okay? But together, they tell you exactly how Xabi Alonso wants this Chelsea team to play. And honestly, I rate him for it. Because it's the first time in a long time where Blueco can say that this may actually be somewhat of a smart transfer window up until this point. But Chelsea didn't fail because they lacked talent, okay? Cole Palmer, Caicedo, João Pedro, Enzo Fernandez. These are not bad footballers, guys, okay? They are elite footballers. But they lacked an identity, Chelsea, okay? 1 week Chelsea wanted to dominate possession. The next they looked like a counter-attacking side. Sometimes they built through the middle. Sometimes everything became hopeful and they'd just chuck balls in. There was no consistent Chelsea. Now, compare that to every signing that Xabi Alonso has made up until this point. Whether it was Leverkusen or anywhere, you knew what he was trying to do. Aggressive pressing, wing-backs creating width, midfielders roaming constantly, quick vertical attacks, every player really understanding their role. And this is what Chelsea have been missing, guys. One of the biggest changes isn't actually a signing. It's Marc Cucurella leaving. Because Chelsea aren't just losing a left back. They lose balance without Marc Cucurella. Because he took up two roles. He didn't just defend. He went into midfield. He would press high, and he actually helped progress the ball for Chelsea in their attacks. Replacing that profile is basically going to be impossible overnight. So Alonso knows this, and he's gone a different direction. He's not just replacing the player, but he's replacing the system, the foundation of Chelsea. This is why Marco Palestra might just be one of their most important signings this window. People see him as a defender. Alonso sees flexibility. Palestra can play in a right back, wing back, or outside a centre back in a back three. Because Alonso is constantly changing his shape during matches. Chelsea might defend in a back four, then attack in a back three. Palestra gives him that freedom. He's also a lot quicker over long distances than Chelsea's current options. And that means Chelsea can finally defend higher up the field without panicking. And then they can have someone actually defensively sound to stop those counterattacks. If you think Palestra is good, Quenda might just be even better. This is a signing that excites me the most, guys. Geovany Quenda. This man, he may not even score 20 goals. It's what he's going to do in terms of the build-up for those 20 goals, the assists. Okay, last year it was all Cole Palmer for Chelsea. You stopped Cole Palmer, you stopped Chelsea. But Quenda changes that. He gives them another outlet, guys. He isolates fullbacks. He forces defenders wider. And this creates that space inside. All right, now suddenly Palmer receives the ball with an extra second to think, an extra yard to run, right? Quenda may actually help improve Palmer before he even touches the ball himself. I'm telling you, these things have knock-on effects, right? It helps stretch the pitch, having two players like this. You can create more passing lanes, all right? I think Emegha is being massively overlooked, right? Most fans see him as a backup striker. I don't. I see him as a starting 11, and I think Alonso knows this, and he wanted a different profile. You see, João Pedro likes dropping deep, right? Linking play, reading between the lines, but Emegha is almost the opposite. He's 6'5". He's lightning quick, and he's constantly moving beyond defenders. Imagine Chelsea away at Liverpool, right? Liverpool would push high, Palmer gets possession, and instead of waiting now, Emegha immediately attacks through space behind Van Dijk, right? And now Liverpool have a decision to make. Do they follow Palmer, or do they follow Emegha? Right? You've got different attacking outlets. Different striker, not bloody Liam Delap. Now it's a different plan for Chelsea. And this is ultimately tactical flexibility. And Chelsea need this. They have identity and flexibility, two key pillars to this rebuild. And then you got Dema and Dastan Satpat. These aren't signings for the weekend. These are signings for 2 or 3 years down the line. Chelsea are finally thinking long term. Imagine constantly buying expensive finished products rather than building a pipeline. This tells me this isn't just something that Alonso is putting together for this season. He's planning for the next view. Now picture Chelsea in possession. Palestra steps inside. The opposite fullback pushes high. Caicedo protects transitions. Palmer floats between the lines. Quenda stays wide. And João Pedro links everything together. Suddenly Chelsea aren't just relying on moments of brilliance. They're creating overloads everywhere on the pitch. This is classic Xabi Alonso football. He did it at Leverkusen, and he's going to do it at Stamford Bridge. Okay? This is incredibly fluid football, guys. Alonso plays some of the most beautiful attacking football you've seen. But as impressed as I've been with this transfer window so far, Chelsea are still missing an experienced centre-back. A leader. Someone who organises, he communicates, controls those difficult, testy away games against those Premier League teams which you don't want to be playing on a Sunday. Leadership still might be my biggest concern for them. I also would like another goal scorer. João Pedro and Emegha give you those different profiles. But a winning Premier League team, you need 2 or 3 players in that Premier League team, all right, who's going to create and score those chances, especially scoring, okay? You cannot rely on one player. Can Chelsea challenge for the title, you're asking? Mate, no. They ain't going to challenge for the title yet. Man City still looks stronger. Liverpool are still dangerous. And Arsenal, I wouldn't be surprised if they do the double. But Chelsea, the first time in a long time, they finally feel coherent. All right? For the first time in a very long time, they have a manager who has won a trophy and actually has the tactical nuance to be able to change Chelsea's future. But what do you guys think? Has Xabi Alonso finally given Chelsea a real identity? Or do you think this is just more fluff and you think this is another bad decision from Chelsea? I would love to know your thoughts down below, and I'd also love to know who you guys would like to see at Chelsea. But until the next episode, you guys take it easy.